Hey there, I am Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org, and in today's link building SEO video, what I'd love to share with you is link building for a brand new website. So more importantly, what I want to touch on is I got a question from a subscriber, and they said, hey Chris, great video, but do you have a video on building base links to a new website? Foundational links, getting started with link building for a new website. So what I want to lay out for this particular user and you is I want to lay out a plan, a framework. And mind you, I primarily focus on local businesses, medium businesses, small business, law firms, real estate agents. This is the type of websites that I generally work on. These are the clients that I have. So the plan that I'm laying out is really geared towards those types of businesses, but this foundation, right? These elements always ring true no matter what you're doing. So let's not waste too much time here. Let's jump over to the whiteboard and let's start talking about foundational link building or base link building, getting those essentials. So first and foremost, I want to establish the website, okay? Because once we establish the website, and we also can establish, all right, here we'll come into here, website.com / okay, primary services, then we can start talking about building out foundations, all right? So we have website.com / service, we're just going to put, all right, here let's Control C, copy, right click, text, Control V, service 2, okay? So let's start talking about building in our foundational links. All right. All right. Now, underneath this, you have service, state, generally, depending on the type of project you're working on. And then you might even have, so state and city. All right. And we'll talk about our examples as we go. All right. All right. Now, what I want to lay out is we're going to talk about link building for a new website. Now, the reason why I laid out the pages first, I laid out the home page, primary service pages, primary state pages, primary service plus state and or city pages. The only thing I didn't lay out was supporting content. But what I took care of is I made sure that my website was set up before any link building. And this is exactly the same. What I did here on the whiteboard is exactly what you need to be doing. You need to focus your attention on getting the structure of the website, having your on-page, unique images, good videos, right? Take care of those foundational elements before we start allocating resources, time, and budget towards link building. Now, let's say, for instance, that you've made it to this particular point. I have all my pages. I'm ready to start building out some foundational links. Where do we start? Well, one of the very first things that we want to make sure that we start getting, at least in the industries that I focus on, are my citations. So citations, also a digital reference. Here, we're going to go here, text, citations, okay. Directories. All right, so we're going to do citations and directories. And if you have any trouble figuring out what's being rewarded, what I would do is I would look for whatever you're doing. So let's say it's personal injury lawyer. Okay. Come on out to the SERP. Figure out who some of the winners are. Okay. Grab their address. All right. Give me a second here. Let's just say it's this one. I have no idea who this is. It's just an example. But here's what we're going to do here is we're going to grab this, right? And what we want to see is the top performers, what type of citations or directories do they have? So we'll take their address like this. This is one way of doing it. And we want to see what's showing up. So there's 10 results, Zoom info, Rocket Reach, a greater town, all biz. So what I would do is go around to some of the top performing websites in the map pack and in organic rankings and figure out what type of citations and directories do they have. All right. So this is going to be one of the very first steps that I'm going to do after I've established the website and the commercial intent pages. So citations, directories, paid citations / directories. All right. This type of stuff here is what we want to point to our home page. All right. These are base links. Now, along with that, we want to take care of our social profiles. Okay. Image profiles. All right. Video sharing, social profiles, image profiles, video sharing profiles. We want to set up these assets. All right. So now we've so far built citations directories. We've taken a look at the best paid citations and directories. On top of that, we took care of our social profiles, image profiles, and our video sharing. All right. Here, let's fix this. All right. Now, this is pointing to the home page. All right. These are essential links that we want to make sure that we have. This is starting to establish our name, our address, and our phone number, our NAP details. All of these things, because everything is going to be about brand here. All right. Now, on top of this, we probably at this stage too, and I'm not saying this is right away. These are just some of the base elements that we want to make sure we have. We probably want to put out a press release. All right. We don't need to go crazy and get top tier, but a basic press release in this instance can be very good. And then on top of that, we want to go in secure web 2.0 high authority. All right. Go out there and grab your main web 2.0s, the ones that you've seen all the time, at least in your industry, the ones that are the most authoritative. What we want to do is we want to build those, make sure that they're branded, and then build them to the homepage and maybe our contact page. All right. This just gives us some opportunities. All right. Social profiles is also GMB and Bing local. All right. So this is some of the main things to start the base. Now, when we start looking at our service state, service city, what we want to start focusing on here at this level, all right, to start for our base, what we want to do is we want to start getting our authority up, right? So what I like to do is I like to send guest posts, all right? On top of that, I also like to get my directory listings here. Paid listings and citations. I like to send into these internal pages. So this is guest posting, directory listings, paid listings, and citations. And what we also like to do, depending on the client, is, for instance, on Facebook, you can make groups. So we'll have a main page for the main business, but then we'll make individual groups to target specific services in specific locations. You can do this on Reddit. You can do this on Twitter. You can have more than one profile. So if there's more than one profitable service or more than one profitable area, it's good to have multiple profiles. These links build co-citation, right? This is an authoritative source that's listing our name, address, phone number, and our information and a link back, all right? Regardless if it's follow or no follow. All right, so socials here. All right, so guest posting, directory listings, paid listings, citations. This is paid citations, socials, inserts I like here at this level too. All right, and this is really how we establish the base. Now, when we're talking about amounts, all right, I get this question a lot. This is probably 50, 100, 1 to 5 here for the paid. The social profiles, you probably have about 12. The image profiles, all right, so image profiles, I think there's about 6 good ones out there. Video sharing, there's 3 or 4. Let's say this, you're going to build 1. Web 2.0s would probably get 10, all right? Now, when we're talking about this here, I like to start off with about 5 of these. All right, guest posts. Like these are posts pointing to each service page, service state page, or service state / city page. All right, directory listings. It's going to be 1 or 2 per location. The paid, we generally will do 1, whatever's the most authoritative. You know how I just showed you in the very beginning, I looked at the top performer and just did a search, right? I want to see what is Google rewarding. Well, what are they rewarding? What's the most authoritative assets that I can go and acquire within my budget? That's what we go and get, all right? Socials, we generally will build 3 to 4 of these. And then link inserts, we like to build about 10. Generally, because these are really low cost. And this is the base. This is how we get started. This is the base. This is the foundation. All right. Generally, to do all of this, this is within the first 90 days, 4 months. But mind you, all the pages are up. The foundation is there. All the commercial intent pages are there. The foundation is there. All the pages are indexed. We don't start building links until we start seeing traffic on the pages we're building links to. If there's zero traffic, zero keywords, we don't do any link building if it's a new website. All right. So this is foundational. This is base links. I mean, this is the basics. This is foundation, but I hope this helps you. All right. I gave you the amounts. I gave you the types of links. I even gave you a time frame. If you need any help with any of this stuff, you can always visit chrispalmer.org. Be happy to help you. If you have questions, I offer consultation, or if you just have a question you want me to answer, ask it below. I answer them all. So I'm Chris Palmer, and it's been nothing but a pleasure in today's link building SEO, how to go ahead and build base backlinks or foundation links for a new website video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.